is it wasn't a renting situation. It was more of a purchasing situation.
It was supposed to be a purchasing
Yes.
situation, and then it, you know, because of her absolute state and the people that were advising her, vibrational people that's trying to, you know, those slander on the situation. But me and my family, my entire family, you know, we.
Even if the news about Wendy Williams wasn't entirely anticipated, it nevertheless caught us off guard. The former talk show host and radio personality will no longer be providing alimony to her unfaithful ex-husband Kevin Hunter, according to sources. You're right. According to recent court documents obtained exclusively by the U.S. Sun, a New Jersey judge rejected Hunter's request that the former talk show host continues making $250,000 monthly installments. Due to his failure to pay his bills on time after his alimony payments ceased, Hunter made this claim. Hunter said that Wendy's troubles caused the inspections to be suspended in February of last year. Nevertheless, it appears that his worst fear may have just been realized. How would the cheater who is currently unemployed manage? Let's start now. Kevin Hunter is the one who has brought men to a state of shame and dishonor. Although he abandoned Wendy when she most needed him, the former producer of The Wendy Williams Show has been openly discussing his financial difficulties and needs with Wendy. What goes around, however, eventually comes around. I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to homeowners associations, and I'm behind on that bill. His file reads, Hunter, 50, claims that the termination of his ex-spouse's payments has significantly impacted his life. He adds that he is having trouble keeping up with the payments for his motor insurance and credit card balances. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely emergent to me. He laments. Hunter's request for help during his crisis was denied by the court, which seemed to have a different opinion. As word of Wendy's victory spread, many well-wishers urged Hunter to look for work so he wouldn't have to rely on Wendy's money. You did this woman wrong in front of the world. She suffered extreme health issues after announcing that divorce. SMH, go get a job. Sounds like something that's not Wendy's problem. Hashtag get a job. Although the decision may have helped Wendy's financial circumstances, Hunter still has the choice to employ mediation to come to a mutually agreeable settlement with his ex-wife. According to the U.S. Sun, the judge has ordered Wendy and Hunter to participate in binding arbitration, which is a type of dispute settlement. Wendy, who had been married for 21 years, filed for divorce from him in 2019 after being accused of abuse and infidelity. According to later accusations, Hunter had a child, who was not Wendy, with his longtime mistress Sharina Hudson.
This backwoods Barbie, he was tricking up money. She's in the passenger seat of my Rolls-Royce Ferrari, and really? Really?
The 58-year-old anchor of the popular daytime talk show The Wendy Williams Show explained why she opted not to talk about her divorce during a segment called Hot Topic on the show. She addressed the audience and said, everybody has things in their life that they're not ready to share with the world. The sole child of Wendy and Hunter is 22-year-old Kevin Hunter Jr. According to The Sun, the judge rejected Hunter's alimony motion without prejudice after determining that it was not urgent. In addition, the judge decided that Wendy would not be responsible for paying Hunter's legal fees. Despite this, the problem is not fully rectified, leaving Hunter in a precarious financial situation. It's like hopping from a hot skillet into a cold one. After the payments abruptly stopped in February 2022, Hunter filed this complaint in November. According to the petition submitted, Wendy's Wells Fargo account was also placed on hold at the same time owing to concerns about possible financial exploitation, dementia, or improper influence.
Reports recently surfaced of her 22-year-old son being evicted from his $2 million apartment in Miami after he failed to pay $70,000 in rent. Here's all the information we have on that situation.
There are other people who seem to have been impacted by Wendy's frozen bank account in addition to her ex-husband. Kevin Hunter Jr., Wendy's son, reportedly faced eviction from his posh condo during the same bank freeze after being sued for $70,000 in back rent. Hunter Jr. said his mother had paid the entire year's rent in advance beginning in March 2021 with the idea of buying the apartment at the end of the lease when he received the eviction notice in August of last year. The 22-year-old claimed she asked him to sign the lease on her behalf, and that's what he did. The young man continued by explaining how his mother's medical issues had impacted his capacity to make rent. As the lease approached the end, my mom went through some health issues that put the court in control of her finances. He said, all of this happened suddenly, and all of the financial support she always gave me stopped, including my housing. Wendy claimed that her bank, Wells Fargo, had barred her from accessing her financial accounts, assets, and statements, both online and offline, in a letter to the court in February 2022. She allegedly received advice from her former financial advisor Lori Schiller that the radio personality was of unsound mind, according to her lawsuit. According to the bank's court records, Wendy was thought to have been the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation, which is why the funds were allegedly blocked. The materials, however, did not explain who or what was manipulating or influencing Wendy illegally. It appears that Wendy was saved by the bank's actions from being captured by her gold-digging ex-husband, who was trying to reap what he had not sowed. Hunter Jr. said, while explaining his lack of paying bills and presenting his father as reckless, "I had to pause my education for a full academic year because of COVID and to care for my mom. Even though my name is on the lease, my mom was paying, and for medical and legal reasons, she has not been able to pay the rent for the past month since the one-year lease ended, and the court has controlled her finances." Hunter said in a statement submitted on August 29th that he had been moving between states to check on his mother's health while his father had been having an extramarital relationship for several months. He added that he had secured a separate short-term residence and intended to vacate the apartment in 7 days. The judge's decision that Wendy owes him nothing now means that Hunter Sr. must either find employment or handle his financial difficulties on his own. Hunter was adamantly opposed to Wendy's choice to stop her long-running show because he knew he relied on her for financial support. Without Wendy's participation, the Wendy Show's final episode, which had been in national syndication for 13 years, aired on June 17, 2022. She had already left the program in 2021 because of health issues. On the other side, when Hunter learned the talk show was in jeopardy, he sued the talk show's production business. It is the first time in the history of talk shows for this to be done, especially for a show that has been on for more than 10 years. He recalled, Hunter, who co-created the program and had seen its ascent to renown over the previous 10 years, saw it come to a depressing end without the program's actual host, which, in his opinion, marked a sharp decline in popularity. "I know the blood, sweat, and tears that went into making the show such a success, and I am not happy with the way the show is going out on a personal level, and I am truly sorry that the show's fans have to see it go down the way that it is," Hunter claimed. Wendy's ex-husband filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against Deborah Mercury in March 2022, stating the production firm acted unprofessionally throughout the process and in the way they are letting Wendy lead. After 13 years, the show has been made a mockery the last 2 seasons, and the reasons the show is having its untimely demise will come out very soon. Hunter bemoaned, his self-centered priorities were exposed as being more important than other people's welfare. Also, Wendy's ex-husband criticized the company for failing to offer sufficient medical support and for failing to respect the worth of something they had developed and put a great deal of effort and energy into, even at the sacrifice of their personal relationship. He added, "The way Deborah meticulously involved themselves in my personal life, they wanted to divide and conquer so that they could have access to Wendy, and the practices they carried on with and the way they involved themselves in with me and my ex-wife is deplorable." Hunter has since been putting up a fight to get a fair share of Wendy's money in order to support his new child and fiancée Sharina. So what will Hunter do next now that that choice is no longer an option? Time will only tell. For now, that is all. Until next time, bye.